Hello and welcome to Westside Rowing Club, where today we have the Black Rock Cup between Canisius and Robert Morris. I'm Andy Hellwig alongside my broadcast partner Sean Sharman. And Sean, Canisius is looking to get some revenge today.
Yeah, they lost last year to Robert Morris at the MAC Championships, a big race of course, and then today they're at their only home regatta looking for a little revenge.
Canisius earlier in the year got wins over Hobart, William Smith, and Buffalo, and they also finished well in a prestigious race earlier in the season.
Yeah, head of the Charles, one of the biggest races in the United States. They came in 12th, which gave them an automatic bid into next year's race, so they'll look forward to that next year.
Things are starting off well for Canisius. We'll take a recap of some of the earlier races from today. And looking at the earlier races in the day, Sean, this is the only one Canisius didn't win.
Yep, they raced against local college D'Youville, the Spartans, coached by Lauren Kierzinski. And it was a good race for D'Youville to come in. They brought in their varsity 4 against Canisius's second varsity 4 team, and D'Youville ran away with it.
You see quite a bit of open water between the two teams in this one, as D'Youville was able to come in their only race of the day and pull out the victory, as they get the margin of victory by about 13 seconds. As we then move into the varsity 4, Canisius got their first match against Robert Morris today, coxswained by Caitlin Taylor, and Robert Morris coxswained by Sarah Hastings.
Yep, this was the beginning of the domination over Robert Morris for the day. The Griffs really set the tone for the rest of the team in this race. As you can see, some more open water and a strong finish in the first race. Strong finish to a great start.
They broke contact early and never looked back, as the Griffs pick up the victory in the varsity 4 by a nearly 20-second margin. As we move forward to the second varsity 8 race of the day.
The Griffs here had another strong race for their second varsity 8. This was the biggest margin of victory of all the races, as to start they were up by a few seats, up by a few more seats, and then open water between them, broke contact, and then really dominant win there.
Again, they got in front and never looked back, as Canisius won this one with a huge margin of victory by over 30 seconds, beating Robert Morris, which would then lead into the varsity 8 race, and we caught up with some of the coaches before the race.
Yeah, you know, it's a solitary sport. We spend all of our practice time in the morning before most of Buffalo is awake, and we do most of our racing pretty far away. So the opportunity to race in front of our fellow student athletes, our families, and our friends, it's fantastic, and it always makes for a really charged atmosphere for our student athletes. You know, race day is always exciting for us, but to be able to do it from our home base, the beautiful Fontana Boathouse, in front of all of those folks, it's a great opportunity for us.
So we like to say that we have to destroy ourselves to destroy the competition. So we're going to make sure we have that talk with everyone in our boat to make sure we're all on the same page. And we're going to go out there and we are going to destroy. And you have to destroy yourself first before you can look at the other boat to destroy them.
I'd say that this is a really great opportunity to race a great friend in our conference. We're anticipating that we'll have some really good close racing that's going to teach our crews a lot. It's not very often that we get the opportunity to watch our crews race the entire way down the course. So I'm excited just from that perspective to really figure out where our weak areas are and be able to improve, because ultimately we're all trying to win a conference championship.
So every time we race, it's a brand new opportunity to see where we stand, and that's the exciting part. So we've had some good racing opportunities last week against Bucknell at the Connect Cup, but this is our next best chance to see how fast we are, and it'll be different than we were last week. That's exciting. The fact that it's Robert Morris, who we've battled with very closely at the MAC Championships last year, great opportunity for us to gauge where we are this year relative to last year. So from all those perspectives, we're just happy to see where our speed comes down.
And let's take a look at the course preview. Westside Rowing Club, namely on the west side of Buffalo, running along the Niagara River and I-190 in Buffalo. As you see, the teams will start down on the north side of the Peace Bridge, and as they move down, they'll get past the 500-meter mark just under the drawbridge. As they move down in between the 1,000 and the 1,500-meter mark over the Peace Bridge, connecting Buffalo to Canada. And as the teams get down to the finish line, right down the Frank Lloyd Wright Boathouse, one of the architectural high points of Buffalo. Sean, this is something that was actually never even meant to be in Buffalo.
No, it wasn't. And it was originally called by Wright the boathouse for the University of Wisconsin Boat Club. Wright never saw it built. It was eventually then completed in 2007, and it has a lot of interesting architectural points that are seen at the Martin House, located at Canisius College. Yeah, it's a gem right there on the water, right across from Canada, as he said. And looking forward to a great race today.
And we'll take a look at who's in the boat today. For Canisius, Kira Voyer, Shannon Pritzker, Nora Kennan, Madeline Kirka, Catherine Hobika, Brooke Stanley, Molly Murphy, Sydney Bishel, and coxswain by Hannah Blum.
And for the Colonials, we got Caitlin Goodman, Lauren Smith, Emily Engel Young, Taylor Andre, Caitlin Ryan, Sierra Neft, Taylor Childers, Tina Saar, and coxswain Katie Carlton.
And we'll send it right down to the water. They have Canisius on the left, Robert Morris on the right, and they're off. And Sean, take a look at the series history of the Black Rock Cup.
Yep, the Black Rock Cup here in Buffalo, New York. Back in, starting from 2012, Canisius wins over local college Viewville. 2013, Canisius beat Robert Morris. And then in 2014, it's a Mercyhurst win over the Griffs. 2015, Canisius wins over Stetson from DeLand, Florida. And this year, the story, Robert Morris returns.
And of course, Canisius looking to get revenge over Robert Morris. Robert Morris being used in the MAC championship last year.
Yeah, a lot of determination by the girls this year. They seem really focused on this race today. It is their only home race, and they're going to get a lot of support from other Griff athletes.
And Coach Furtek for Canisius had some keys to the race that he wanted to talk about. He wanted to make the conditions irrelevant, given that today it is a chilly day outside in the water with a lot of wind. He wanted to he wanted to be able to handle the cold, and wanted their girls to get off to a strong start, as we can see they did here. Dig in and get the hull up to speed quickly, not a lot of splash on them. Want to get a good base cadence as well. Lay down a blistering race press, and of course, Canisius looking out to jump out early, getting a decent lead. And as we get down later in the stretch, slow, tight catches and hold the core all the way to the finish will be keys for Canisius to get the win over Robert Morris.
Yeah, if they do that, it'll be a great race for them. All the girls really bought into the system of destroy yourself to destroy the competition. I think it's a great line.
As you see, the team's now approaching the 500-meter mark. Canisius with a noticeable lead, approaching the 1 boat length lead mark. Again, the coxswain for the Griffs, Hannah Blum, and Jordan Bamrick for the Robert Morris Colonials.
You know, it's on the sidewall to the left, some of the, not graffiti, but paintings from other rowing teams around the area, like Canisius High School, St. Joe's, Darden Academy, Buffalo Seminary, and then some other clubs that West Side puts out, and they win some big championships, big races, like the Henley.
West Side Rowing go home to many pennants and some of the biggest races.
And Olympians.
And Olympians as well, as Buffalo's host to local Olympians that have participated in 2012.
Canisius is really ahead right now. Starting to pull away. Getting that strong start, like the coach mentioned, like you mentioned, destroying themselves, if you will.
But they really wanted to, by the 500-meter mark, Canisius definitely expected to have a bit of a lead as we're approaching the Peace Bridge and the 1,000-meter mark as well. Griff's starting to pull out, so almost a 2 boat length lead.
When it's cold out and most of the water is well frozen, the girls practice in what is known around the campus as the Griff Cave. Down in the Griff Cave, not a lot of the other athletes see them train. It's located in Science Hall, and in the Griff Cave, they have tons of ergs. You see people in the gym maybe not doing it right because they don't know what they're doing, but these girls definitely know what they're doing. They're down there in the winter, really training hard for moments like this, and for moments when other people can actually come and see them and do what they do, family members, friends, because really they're traveling much of their season.
As this is the only home regatta for Canisius this season, maybe besides Sean, all that hard work finally to pay off, and get all your loved ones come out to see us. As we approach the Peace Bridge, around the 12:50 mark, and it looks like this one, Canisius is starting to run away with it.
Yeah, really pulling ahead here. Got to be by almost 3 boat lengths. That's a great shot there by our camera crew. Really about 500 meters left for the Griffs.
A great job by our athletic communications staff as well, being out on the boats in the harsh conditions, getting this great footage as we see right here.
Yeah, they're all bundled up, and lucky them because I'm freezing out here. This year, Canisius raced in the prestigious Head of the Charles, and they did well, didn't they, Andy?
Definitely came in 12th in a field of 38 in a time of 17:58, and good enough for an automatic bid in the next year's race, which is something that Canisius loves to boast.
Of course, yeah. Being in any high-profile race like that, girls got to be excited going into that race next year. And what looks like to be a win for this race, they got to be excited to go into the MAC Championship.
Yep, Max will be right around the corner for the Griffs. This will be a great momentum builder as well. Their home regatta, a lot of fans, really pumped up for this one. And again, get revenge over Robin Morris for what happened last year. As we're beginning to come down in the home stretch, Canisius with a dominating lead over Robin Morris right now. As we come down into the final stretch, Canisius will cross the line first, beating Robert Morris at the West Side Rowing Club. As the cheers of many fans came out to support the Griffs today, as Robert Morris trailing behind them.
A great race for the Griffs, and they really put it out there for their fans too, as they really had a strong race. There they are right now.
And let's take a look at the final times. Griffs managed to get in there under 7 minutes today. Strong tailwind, impressive time for them.
Very impressive, I'd say, and well deserved. A great race for them.
And recapping, Griffs getting the victory over Robert Morris, avenging last season's loss in the MAC Championships.
It was cold out there today, and they did all the things they had to that their coach explained, and it was well deserved by them. Great race. And we got Andy coming up. We'll throw it down to him with post-race interviews with the coach.
All right, it's Coach Verchek now. And Coach, how did your team fulfill expectations throughout the 4 races today?
It was a pretty good day for us. Second varsity 4 up against a very good first varsity 4 from Duville. They came out on the wrong end of that race, and I think we saw some things that we can certainly correct. And you can never underestimate an opponent. Duville came out hard, to their credit, had a great race. Our 4 stayed in it for a little while, just couldn't keep pace with them. So great credit to Duville for that race. In our varsity 4, I think they did exactly what they wanted to do, which was to get a nice strong start and then lay down a good base cadence that slowly brought them out front, and that was a good race for them. I think the first varsity 8 had this nice controlled race today. They managed to get into a good situation and then just have a good solid base cadence and take it up a little at the end. But I think the most aggressive race of the day has got to be the second varsity 8. They just jumped right out and blistering pace. I mean, just really difficult to hang on to for anybody. So I think credit to both the 8s there and the 4. Second 8 gets the aggressiveness, and the varsity 8 gets maybe the controlled response to everything going on.
How does it feel to get that revenge over Robert Morris on your home water today?
Yeah, sure. Great. Always great to win, right? And always great to sort of make up a little bit for that varsity 8 nipping us at the finish last year in the MAC championship. We know we're going to see them again in 3 weeks. That's the great part of it. So we know we're not done. We know they'll go back and get faster. They're a well-coached crew. But on a beautiful sunny day on your home course, it's always nice to come out and cross the line first.
And now Mac's around the corner. How does this win help prepare you for the tournament?
Yeah, it's the next step. And we're getting better every day and every week, and so the goal is that on Monday this time is irrelevant because we're already a little bit faster. But for today, it's a great chance for our student athletes to test themselves, to go out there against a conference opponent, show their speed, and then also take a good hard look at where they can get more, because we know everybody's going to be doing that over the next 3 weeks. So for today, I think we're going to just we'll come together, we'll talk about it a little bit, but we're going to spend a good day and a half just happy that we were able to show our speed, and on Monday they know we're going to come out hard again.
Coach Postrace, thank you for joining us. Griffs picking up 3 or 4, sweeping Robert Morris today. So Sean, the Griffs pick up 3 or 4 today, sweeping their foe Robert Morris.
Yeah, it was fun races to watch. They had this sweep, all really dominating wins, honestly. The last, the theme, the main card was the varsity 8, and they were ahead by a boat length and a half. It was dominating.
And Coach Fortek was very excited to win their only home regatta of the season, and what a beautiful day for it.
Beautiful day indeed. A little cold to start, of course. It is Buffalo. But, the fans came out. It was really cool to see all the other student athletes come out, support the rowing Griffs, and, you love to see something like that.
And now this is Max right around the corner for the Griffs. Huge momentum builder going into the next race.
Certainly, yeah. There's been a lot of positive points to the Griff season. Like we mentioned before, the head of the Charles, and then now the Black Rock Cup going right in. Hammer out the rest of the season and hope for some good wins and good chemistry.
And that's all today from Westside Rowing Club. For Sean Sharman, I'm Andy Hellig, and go Griffs.